It stings, it stings to lose. It's a game that, again, had a chance to win for sure. And weren't able to do that. So we're going after, being our best, and part of being our best is on game day, finishing off games and, learning how to win. And it's not that our team needs to learn how to win. We've been in a lot of close games. We've won a lot of them, and then we've lost our fair share. And we're just a younger team that is going to get better, each and every week. And that's our mindset.
Luke, do you want to start us off with some questions for Coach?
Yes. So looking at last year's schedule, first of all, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So last year you had the heartbreaking overtime loss to Toledo. Is this a game coming up this week that you have kind of like circled on your calendar?
Nope. We just take them, one game at a time. Toledo's a great program. It seems like always, in competition to win the league. Great respect for them. We beat them at home 2 years ago, lost to them in overtime. Last year, we've had really good battles with Toledo. But yeah, we're in the MAC. I don't know that it's wise to circle games. We've got to be focused, locked in, and going after being our best each and every week. They're certainly circled this week, but not before the season started.
Okay. And then next, I asked you before about players like Darius Boone, Hassan Badoon, and like Dylan Drummond. Do you have any updates as to the status of those players?
They're all getting better. We don't know who's going to be ready for this week yet. I haven't even met with our trainer yet today, but they're all on the mend, and guarantee you we're anxious to get them back.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Coach, we've got a few players on the line with us. We'll with Alvinoski LaFleur and, of course, Preston Hutchinson. Let's start on the defensive side of things. What have you seen out of Alvinoski this year, and what has he been able to bring to the table?
2 big-time interceptions and fantastic returns to start. It goes back to Brody Hoying. I mean, Brody Hoying was, was our defense. Just when you think of Eastern Michigan football, the way that he took the ball away, he's a smart football player, he's a winner. And Noski got to play. And we, within the program, knew that we were going to be in great shape at the dog position with Noski, even with the loss of Brody. And that has absolutely come to fruition. Smart, tough, nose for the ball, so in the first 2 games, he's come up big for us.
And then on the offensive side, your junior quarterback who made his second start of the year in Preston, what have you been able to see out of his development, and walk us through kind of how you see your quarterback room as a whole?
Yeah, like I've said about Preston, and that won't ever change. I mean, he's a winner. He's a leader. The staff, the players, the program, people believe in him, and he's just an awesome human being. And he's humble. He's got this burning desire, to get better. And so it's a ton of fun coaching him and being around him. And, as he becomes more and more and more, not comfortable, he's comfortable, but familiar with how our offense applies, to a defense, he's going to just continue to get better and better. But he's playing really well right now. And, we were just a few decisions away this last week from playing really, really good football on offense. But yeah, we love what he's doing.
Any other questions for Coach before we turn it over to the student athletes? Awesome. Alex, I'll let you lead the way with student athletes.
What's up, fellas, by the way?
Sure.
What's up, Coach?
Thanks, everybody, for being on, especially Alvinoski and Preston. I'll start out with you, Preston. A second game. I know that certainly you wanted to get a win in the column, but from your individual perspective, yet again, another great passing performance. And on the ground is really where you set yourself apart. First 100-yard rushing game for a quarterback at Eastern since 2018. First 3-touchdown game for a quarterback on the ground since 2014. Did you see yourself coming into the season being as big a part of the run game as you have been thus far?
No, I didn't see myself, but that game called for me to be able to do that. So I got to take advantage of whatever legs I have. So it was fun.
I was talking to Matt Shepard and Rob Berubik, our two WEMU radio broadcasters, and they were really impressed with not only your ability to kind of get out of the pocket and make some things happen with your feet, but you're someone that doesn't shy away from the contact, do you? I mean, you certainly are not afraid to go head first for a few extra yards. Is that just the natural way you are, or is that just showing your ability to go all out to get those first downs at anything your team needs?
I think that ties into sitting the bench for a few years and just getting out there. And I need to be a little smarter and slide so people like Noski don't rip my head off in the future. But yeah, I think that's just a player I am.
I wanted to ask you, obviously, last week in game one, you get a great performance out of Hassan, who certainly rose to the occasion with his game this week. He's out of the lineup, but it's the next man up on the outside with Tanner. And I know, first off, that's a special connection for you, right? Because you guys know each other from before college.
Yep. Tanner and I went to high school together. We actually never played football together. He didn't play till his senior year, but I played basketball with him the entire time I was at Mason, and I knew how good of an athlete he was. So I definitely wanted to get him to this program, and he's made a huge difference.
Well, tell me a little bit about his performance on Wednesday. Right out of the gate, he comes out with a 121-yard performance. So that's back-to-back 100-yard performances from a receiver for you. What was it about his development in the offseason and kind of going into this game that's making him such a weapon now? And is he somebody that you foresee as a weapon for you going forward?
Yeah, his work ethic is what separates him. He is always working, always, whether it's working physically or mentally, watching film. I just trust him based on that because I know how big of a competitor he is.
From your perspective, again, I know looking to finish games and come out in the win column, what are a couple things that you're really happy with through 2 weeks with the offense, and what are a couple things that you're looking to improve on heading into next week?
I'm just happy with our performance, putting points on the board, but we're just a few mental errors and mistakes away from getting that win, and that's mostly talking about myself. A few decisions that I really wish I could take back, especially from last game, and we'll get that fixed.
Luke, do you have anything for Preston?
Yes. Hey, Preston. I just want to know what exactly from your study on Toledo, is there anything? How exactly are you looking to attack their defense?
We're just gonna follow the game plan our coaches lay out, and we'll let them decide on how we want to attack them.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Luke, I'll let you stay on the mic if you want to then transition over for Alvinoski.
Yes, congratulations, Mr. LaFleur, on those picks last game. Very impressive. Going into this game, Eli Peters, Toledo's quarterback, had over 300 yards passing against Western Michigan. How exactly will you be looking to limit him in this coming game?
I mean, he's a very good quarterback, so he's gonna get what he can get. But at the same time, our big thing on defense is limit the explosive that happens in the game. So that's what we're gonna try our best to do, to limit the explosives that happen.
What are some other players you guys are going to be keeping your eye on?
We haven't really looked at the scouting report yet, but I'm pretty sure when we get there tomorrow that our coaches will have it all laid out for us.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Luke, just for future reference, just so you're kind of aware of the players' schedule. A game week will start 5 days out or so, like today. They won't usually start getting their scouting reports on individual players until the day or so after the press conference. So they might not be able to answer quite as much specifically on those opposing players, but certainly appreciate your questions about them and their performance as well.
Yes, sir. My apologies, gentlemen.
No worries. It's just you didn't know, so now you do. Alvinoski, coming back to you, similar question to Preston. Individually, you've had a very good opening 2 weeks, and Coach talked about Brody Hoying a little bit. I know that you got to sit behind and kind of watch him develop. And last year, your pick on Wednesday night gives you back-to-back games with an interception. You're the first player to do that since Brody did that last time in weeks 11 and 12 of last year. What does it mean to you to be able to kind of step into that role and have been making some plays so far through the season?
I think it's huge because I really looked up to Brody, and he was like a really good example for me. Sitting behind him, I got to see a lot of things and learn a lot of things. And I saw that he was a playmaker, and I really wanted to fill in those shoes and help out this defense in any way that I could.
When you think about the performances of some of your teammates, specifically this past game, Turan gets through for another 2 sacks on the opposing quarterback. Alex Merritt comes in and sees his first real action, gets into the backfield a couple times, a tackle for loss and a sack. And then, of course, you've got Terry Myrick in the middle there who puts up another 10-tackle performance. How important is it for the secondary to get play like that out of the guys up front?
It's very important because I think like everybody on our defense is a key part to what we got to do. Like we all have a job to do and we all have to get it done. But it starts up front, and Turan and Alex Merritt and Terry Myrick, all those guys did a very good job at doing that job. I mean, us in the secondary just have to step up and do the same thing as they doing and play better.
And I'll ask you similar on the defensive side of the ball, from your perspective, a couple of things that you've liked so far, a couple of things that you guys are excited to get back out on the field to try to adjust for next week.
A couple things I'm excited about is we get another week and we get to get better together. I think we're gonna take a step forward this week. And I'm also excited. We got to work on getting our tackling down. So that was a very big thing that we had last 2 games. So I think when we get back and working on that, I mean, we could be a very good defense.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I think that'll do it. Unless you've got anything else, Luke, are you all set?
Yeah, that's all from my end.
Okay, perfect. We'll let the players jump off, guys. Good luck heading into next week, and we will see you against Toledo.